floor, come down, hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m. check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess in my schedule. Right. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Right. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match. Plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they thinking, they don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. Right. And I don't need you to okay it. Yeah. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. They can't take it to 10.
Time to bring the bass bird.
Swear I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over here and diamond.
Well, Coach, the good news for now, no snow in the forecast, but plenty of scarves and mittens in this sea of orange at Empower Field at Mile High, just west of downtown Denver. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
Come on, fellas.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Right.
Check the backer. 36.
You go 61. Match spot, get it.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Phillip Lindsay, the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
You better be afraid of me. Five.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
At their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler, And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Set, 180. Shoot. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Let's go, hey.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey.
You ain't doing nothing today.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Let's go, Let's go. At their own 18-yard line.
Here we go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation,
and a big loss here as he's taken down. Uchenna Nwosu. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
132 fighter.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Deshaun Hamilton, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Step round 80! Round 80!
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. He'll have a first down past the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, Locke. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. And Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign, had over 700 yards, 42 catches for the man from Brenham Tech. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsay with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Of course, he's fresh off the Offensive Player of the Week in the AFC, and what a game it was last week, and a long touchdown run right there.
He and his offensive line, the receivers blocking downfield, they're all in sync right now. Could carry him to a second straight Player of the Week award.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Rivers hands off to Eckler. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing Rivers. Going deep here for Allen. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 43 yards.
And the Chargers first down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Gordon on first down. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. A first throw for the backup, Jackson. Flushed out right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that...
Now the ball comes loose and picked up by the Chargers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
On 1st down, it's Gordon. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down now, it's Gordon. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
Rivers on 1st down. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kwan Williams. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. After the turnover, here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Locke to throw on 2nd down. He's got his big tight end, Fant. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. He's going to air one out. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Charger drive about to get going. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Rivers. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time, and it's 3rd down. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Final play of the half, Rivers. He's going to air one out. He's got him in, complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for L.A. 59 yards.
First down, Chargers.
Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10.
Hey, Rocket!
To throw, Rivers. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
They're going to give it to Gordon, and he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the 2-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Down.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
1, 2.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Right there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
That went into the hands of Hamilton. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
A gain of 12 yards.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Block now on first down. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Cortland Sutton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. Wait, 89!
On 1st and 10, Rivers. He's got Allen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
First down, Los Angeles.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Rivers on the money, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
Rivers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Check. Lucky.
From the red zone now, Rivers. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. A 2nd down throw for Rivers. This is caught, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. They come up in an offset eye. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Gordon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And this is complete. It's Allen. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter if they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Blocking the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 40, 20, 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. The 5-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not...
They've got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4.
Hey, Charlie.
Rivers now, the throw on 1st down. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
390.
First down, Los Angeles.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Hey, Zoo!
Throwing again, Rivers on 2nd and 10. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
Yeah, at the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave one more off this lead.
Broncos 28, Chargers 16.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives, and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after them right here. I want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football. You've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Phillip Lindsey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos push further out in front. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing, Rivers. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Another run by Lindsey. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Broncos on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a carry for Lindsey, and he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
A quick throw going to be caught by Hamilton. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Von Miller in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll try the option on 3rd down, and he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Wahoo! 56, coming! 85,
Rivers to throw for it on 4th. Now in desperation, and that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The intended receiver there, Allen. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. It's a give to Freeman running right. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
This is Freeman. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Royce Freeman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, a nice spin. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Rivers. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rivers now. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively. The Chargers were best in the NFL, 7 of 8 on 4th down last year, and they're going here.
Bravo!
Hey, let's go. Calm the crowd.
One last shot now for Rivers. He's going to let it fly. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Denver, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our...
I'ma shine out, working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just